announced tour dates, and you can own a piece of Eddie Van Halen. This is Tannrr's Rock Minute on the Aerobroken Network. Queensryche have announced tour dates in support of their 12th studio album, American Soldier, which was supposed to be out in April on Rhino Records. Go to queensryche.com for more information on that. The remaining members of the Grateful Dead have announced their tour dates for 2009. This will be their first tour since 2004. Go to thedead.net for tour dates. It's everybody from the Dead except for, God rest his soul, Jerry Garcia. Cheech and Chong have added more tour dates to their Light of America tour, which started back in September. Go to cheechandchong.com for those tour dates. That's Cheech, A-N-D, and Chong.com. Speaking of tours, Motley Crue's late Saints of Los Angeles tour starts January 31st in Indio, California. Tommy Lee has issued a new backstage ruling. For those who enter his dressing room, they must remove an item of clothing. While his sober bandmates contemplate the meaning of life, Tommy still likes to party and insists on having a Jägermeister backstage, Jägermeister dispenser. Tommy tells Playboy magazine, that's the best way to get it freaking on when it comes to a party. Everybody's running around topless. I told you last week, remember Errol, last week we said that Sharon Osbourne got in a fight with that Megan chick on Charm School?
Yeah.
And she made it out on a police report. Now that's on TMZ. If you go to TMZ.com, you can see that. I saw it. It's pretty cool, but a lot of people are saying it's staged. Have you seen it?
No, but I heard it. I heard something about that too.
It's a pretty good cat fight. Let's see. In 2008, there were 428 million albums sold. That's down 14% compared to the 2007's 500 million sold. Digital downloads of albums accounted for 65 million albums this year, or 15% of the overall album market. Digital tracks continue to blow up, as 2008, for the first year, over 1 billion tracks were sold. All in told, 1.07 billions were sold. That's up 26% compared to 2007's 844 million sold. So this year, in 2008 last year, 1 billion tracks were sold on the internet.
Wow, that's a lot of tracks.
And look at the money that was raised through that. All those new bands, rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Speaking of, this is far from rock and roll. Courtney Love has pushed the release date of her new studio album after ghostly going-ons in the studio delaying the recording. Nobody's Daughter, the follow-up to 2004's American Sweetheart, was due out in January, but now is scheduled for February after paranormal events forced the album's producer to abandon the studio.
Wow.
Sounds like Kurt Cobain's ghost, huh?
Yeah, it does sound like that.
That's what you get for carrying his ashes around with you, okay? Dumb blonde. Sorry, didn't mean that. And finally, a pair of Chevy Classics from the personal collection of Eddie Van Halen will be sold during the 38th annual Barrett-Jackson car auction in Scottsdale, Arizona, January 11th through the 18th. The 1956 Chevy 210 and a 1956 Chevy Nomad will be auctioned with a matching pair of one-of-a-kind Eddie Van Halen Wolfgang guitars and a pair of the red, white, and black Eddie Van Halen sneakers. For more information on that car, go to barrettjackson.com. In fact, I also read it's going to be on Speed Network, the car network, so I'm going to keep our eye open to see that, because I'd like to see what Eddie's car goes.
That would.
Aren't
man.
you looking for a car, bro? We
Yeah.
gotta get that.
We might. We might just get that car.
A couple 50, 60 G's, you can have the car and the guitar. I'll take the shoes. Because I've gone to evhgear.com to order those Eddie Van Halen shoes that are red, white, and black, and they're still not available. So this dude's gonna get a pair if he buys a $60,000 car. Fair not. But for these stories and so much more, read my blogs. Go to myspace.com/TANNRR. For the Aerobroken Network, this is Tannrr, your College of Rock Knowledge. That's
Tell us the Pepper story, man.
What's that?
Tell us the Pepper story.
Okay, the Red Hot Chili Pepper story?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm living in Denver, and the radio station out there, KBPI, the Rocks the Rockies, are having this contest all weekend long. You get the new Red Hot Chili Pepper CD back in 1999 called the Californication, and you qualify for a trip to go see them in San Francisco. So I call in, I win, whoop-de-doo, I'll give the CD to my daughter because I'm not really a Chili Pepper fan back then. And, whoop-de-doo. So I go to work the next day, and when I'm checking my voicemail, Sue from KBPI called and said, you won the trip. I'm going, great. I won this trip to San Francisco that I gotta pay taxes on. I'm broke. I'm moving to Illinois with my kids, and I gotta pay taxes on this. It's like, so I call my buddy Jeff, who was single, no kids, head cook at Red Lobster. The guy's loaded. I said, dude, I got this problem with the chili peppers. I said, dude, you buy, we'll fly. He said, let's go. He paid for it all. We drove around in a Mustang, drunk on Corona, all weekend long in San Francisco. We went to Alcatraz, which is on my MySpace.
Right.
Haight-Ashbury, where the Grateful Dead started, all that stuff. You can go to the medicinal pot places if you got cancer and you can buy weed.
Right.
We got kicked out of there though. But and then we went to this concert with the Red Hot Chili Peppers and the Foo Fighters, and it was a cool concert. It was an all-day concert. In fact, there were some new bands there I've never heard of back in 1999. And the new bands were somebody called Kid Rock. There was a band called Limp Bizkit, and some new band called No Doubt. But we didn't see them. We showed up and went to the Chili Peppers and flew home. So I moved to Illinois. Well, after I moved out here about a month later, 93 Rock had this contest. You'd be call number 10. You get to go see the Red Hot Chili Peppers and the Foo Fighters in Carver Hawkeye Arena in Iowa City, and a bus ride up. I said, hey, I'm on a roll, let's try it. You're call number 10, cool, we go to the show. Then, 97X, the Moline station here, says be call number 10, and you get tickets to see the Red Hot Chili Peppers at the Mark in Moline free. So I call in, and I win. So, I've seen the Red Hot Chili Peppers 3 times in 3 different states on 3 different radio stations on the same tour. Is that rock and roll or what? I wasn't much of a Red Hot Chili Pepper fan, but I am now. Rock on. See ya.